Broadcasting live from Bel Air, your official guide to Baltimore, Maryland. The food, the entertainment, and of course, the latest real estate news. Welcome to the Baltimore Real Estate Report. And now, your expert hosts, TJ Barker and Paul Gillespie, with over 20 years of combined local real estate experience and co-authors of the new book, The Ultimate Guide to Greater Baltimore Real Estate.
Hey guys, this is Paul with Paul Gillespie Associates at Expert Preferred Realty. Today we're here in Arbutus, Maryland. Before I introduce our special guest today, I wanted to talk about where we are in relation to the greater Baltimore area and touch base a little bit about the real estate in this particular area. First, Arbutus is an area that I hold particularly close to my heart. I grew up here. Fantastic location, very close to 695. It is located just on the west side of Baltimore, maybe a little bit south of halfway mark around the Beltway. Fantastic range of houses available for purchase and for rent around here as well. I happen to know this market very well, and the townhomes are selling at virtually the same price as the single-family homes, which is indicative of a very healthy market. Some homes are very high in demand. So like I always say, if it shows well, if it's priced well, it'll sell well. So anyhow, without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you our guest today. This is Jim Buckingham of Buckingham Automotive. I have been in and around Arbutus my whole life, and there are very few businesses that I can remember that have sustained the test of time, and Buckingham Automotive is one of them here in Arbutus. So Jim, welcome. If you could just tell us a little bit about your business and the things that you guys do here and the services you provide.
Well, we've been here at this area for 32 years, so we have sustained time over time. We do just about everything from an oil change to an engine change. We specialize in customer service. Customers are always come number one with us and take care of you. And as Paul was saying about the area is a nice, unique area. I've personally been here in this basic area my whole life. I started on this street back 45 years ago. We're currently located opposite the MARC train station, which is considered Halethorpe, but it's actually Arbutus. And this is like one of the largest MARC train stations in the state, which is also makes it convenient for, as Paul was saying, about housing, because a lot of people locate here because it's convenient to get to DC or into Baltimore.
So let's talk about service for a second. You know, you said that your focus is on customer service. So what can somebody expect when they come in? I know when I, you know, in the past when I've gone to places near, I'll leave them, say places without names, just other places. You know, you go in and you really don't know what's going on. You're not really sure whether or not they're really being forthright with you and making sure that you're doing the things to your car that really need to be done versus the things that you know might ideally want to be done. So if you could maybe talk a little bit about that and explain that to them.
Well, a lot of customers, and particularly not to pick on females, but don't know a whole lot about their vehicles. I am finding the females are becoming a lot more informed than used to be, but we like to treat customers the way I'd treat my own vehicle or my mother's vehicle or my wife's vehicle. So we like to take care of the vehicles in that respect. Don't necessarily need to buy everything when you come in. If you've got some problems, we like to prioritize them so that you do what's immediately necessary. And some people don't need to buy the best of everything or do everything. So we try to take care of you and, you know, treat your vehicle like we treat our own.
So basically what it sounds like you're saying is that, you know, your clients, you can create somewhat of a custom plan for them that fits their budget and fits their need and their time frame. So, you know, you have a fantastic place here that's literally right across the street from the MARC train. I mean, directly across the street. So how much more convenient can it be to, you know, drop your car off and work with somebody that is honest and is going to create this long-standing plan, so to speak, from a market or from a maintenance perspective like a long-term plan to make sure that it works out to your best interest. Is that pretty much what you're saying?
It definitely is. I mean, we're still servicing. We're grandparents, the children, the grandchildren. We've got 3 or 4 generations of vehicles we service. So some of my customers have been following me. I've got a couple customers that have been following me for 40-some years. So
yeah, and I can attest to that. I mean, I personally live a little bit far from here, so I don't have my car service here currently, but I know when I lived in the area, I know that you serviced my grandparents' cars, you serviced my mother's cars, you serviced my cars in the past. So, just there alone is an example of 3 generations of people who come here and get their car serviced on a regular basis. It's definitely a place to come and check out. So let's talk a little bit about the area. Like you said, you're one of the businesses that have stood the test of time, so to speak, here. I know off the top of my head I can name a couple here in Arbutus. Sorrento's, Mike's Pizza, Paul's Restaurant, the movie theater, just Captain Dick's right next door, Good Crabs right here. So just a couple things, a couple places here in Arbutus that have been here throughout the time. And I remember, I can attest to this. I mean, when I was a kid, 8, 9, 10 years old, coming down to Arbutus, there's not too many things there that were there in the past. And I know you are a member of the Chamber of Commerce here locally in Arbutus and things like that. Is there anything from a business standpoint as a whole that you would like to talk about, of things that you guys are trying to do?
Well, we have the colleges. We have Catonsville Community College, which is CCBC, the University of Maryland, Baltimore County campus, they have a bike path to go from the schools down to Arbutus. There is a movie theater that's been there since I was a kid, so that's something that I'm sure Paul's been to many a time in his life.
Yeah, and you go there and it's not going to cost you $1 million, right? It's only going to be, a couple dollars. Well, it was when I went, at
least.
It's
a few cents more. It was 25 cents when I used to go, so you know
Right.
how long I've been around here. So, yeah, and it's a nice little town. There, you can walk through town. There's snowball stands. There's even a new hot dog stand that's open year-round. So it's a lot of little things there that are available, and businesses are coming and going. Some of the places have changed hands over the last few years, so you never know what's going to crop up tomorrow.
So there you have it, guys. This is one of those small town feeling towns right outside of Baltimore area. It's I grew up here. We used to get on the bus and go down to the Orioles games and on Sunday afternoons, and the city's just a ride away. You can get on the train right here across the street and commute to D.C. You can commute to, I believe, Philly from here as well.
No, I think it only goes into Baltimore, at least this commuter.
Okay.
You can get on a transfer from there.
So you can commute from here going to Baltimore, you could, and then to DC or whatever the case may be. It's very close to BWI. So there you have it. You have a fantastic place that you can get your car worked on here, and you can drop it off, get on the train to get wherever you need to be. You're going to get red carpet service. I know that Jim will treat you as if you're his own family. Great location right here in Arbutus. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, come and see us.
So there you have it, guys. This is Paul with Paul Gillespie & Associates. Thanks for stopping by.